Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a fascinating and honestly kind of mind-bending journey into one of the weirdest phenomena in modern physics, quantum teleportation. You know, for decades, sci-fi has totally sold us on this dream, right? The idea of stepping into a machine and beaming our physical bodies across the galaxy. But, well, the real-world physics of teleportation it's simultaneously way less like the movies and somehow even more bizarre. We're talking about the disembodied transfer of pure quantum information. It's a process that quite literally demands shredding the original fabric of reality right at the source.
Okay, let's dive into this. The name, teleportation, it's brilliantly apt, but also completely misleading. When we hear that word, we immediately imagine physical matter, atoms, molecules, just zipping across empty space. But in quantum reality, no matter, no energy in the sense of a transmitted particle, and absolutely no signal traveling faster than light is actually involved. What's genuinely teleported, what disappears from the sender and reappears precisely at the receiver, is information. Specifically, the complete quantum description of a system state. We aren't transporting a physical thing at all. We're transporting the exact recipe that makes the thing what it is.
So, to get this right, we need to explicitly dismantle that whole Star Trek illusion. Look, no experiment has ever teleported a macroscopic object, and under known physics, we probably never will. Our current teleportation protocols transfer the state of microscopic degrees of freedom. Think along the lines of a single photon's polarization or an ion's internal energy level. If you actually wanted to teleport a human being, you would need to faithfully extract, transmit, and reconstruct the quantum state of roughly 10 to the 28th particles. That is a staggering number. And you'd have to keep every single one of them perfectly coherent. Because of decoherence timescales and just massive thermodynamic barriers, scaling this up to human size is practically impossible.
So, if we aren't sending physical matter, what exactly are we sending? Well, to understand this, we need to lay down the first of three non-negotiable rules of quantum mechanics that actually make this whole thing possible. First up is superposition. The quantum information we want to send is incredibly delicate. A quantum bit, or qubit, exists in a complex linear combination of states. Physicists usually write this out as alpha 0 plus beta 1. And here's the kicker. You can't just read this state with a measuring device and, text the results to a friend. In quantum mechanics, the very act of measuring collapses the superposition. It is the ultimate look but don't touch scenario. You destroy the state just trying to look at it, meaning you could never extract the infinite amount of classical information required to perfectly describe it.
And this brilliantly illustrates why we need our second foundational rule, entanglement. This is essentially the non-local fuel that powers our teleportation engine. Two qubits can be prepared so that their states are fundamentally linked, forming what's called a Bell state. When particles are entangled, their fates are intimately connected, completely regardless of the physical distance between them. The really beautiful thing for our protocol here is that this entanglement can be generated, distributed to a sender and receiver, and literally banked for later use, way before the teleportation even begins.
But here's where we hit a massive structural wall in the universe, which brings us to our third rule. Proved in 1982, the No-Cloning Theorem states that no physical process can perfectly duplicate an unknown quantum state while leaving the original intact. Just let that sink in for a second. You simply cannot make a perfect copy of a quantum state. Because the math of quantum mechanics strictly forbids copying, we have to fundamentally shred or destroy the original state at the sender's location to successfully teleport it to the receiver. It's not a glitch in our technology, it's a hard-coded structural requirement of the universe. To tie all these foundational rules together, think of a really bizarre quantum fax machine. Imagine a fax machine that reads a highly sensitive document, transmits a description sufficient to reproduce it exactly at the receiving end, but, as a mandatory physical requirement of scanning the document, it unavoidably shreds the original into a million pieces. It's basically the world's most extreme privacy setting, enforced by the laws of physics themselves. The document is genuinely relocated in an informational sense, but no physical paper ever moved. And that shredding? It wasn't some optional security feature. It was strictly enforced by the very structure of reality.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the famous 1993 Protocol, proposed by Bennett, Brassard, and their colleagues, often called the BBC93 paper. This elegantly solves our problem using our favorite quantum duo, Alice and Bob. It all happens in 4 exact steps. Step 1, resource distribution, where Alice and Bob share a banked entangled pair. Step 2, a joint measurement by Alice on her unknown state and her half of that entangled pair. Step 3, Alice sends a classical communication to Bob. And finally, step 4, Bob applies a conditional correction to recover the state.
Now, what's really interesting about this setup is seeing the math mapped out as a physical circuit.
On one side, Alice has her unknown state, psi. Along with that, Alice and Bob share their entangled Bell pair. Alice performs what's called a Bell state measurement on her 2 qubits using a CNOT gate and a Hadamard gate, and then she measures them. Because of their shared entanglement, the very instant Alice performs this measurement, Bob's distant qubit is instantaneously projected into a state that is directly mathematically related to Alice's original unknown state. Meanwhile, Alice's original state is completely randomized. The document has been shredded.
But, hold on, Bob doesn't have the original state just yet. His qubit is hovering in one of 4 possible conditions, and he has absolutely no idea which one. See, when Alice made her measurement, she got one of 4 possible 2-bit outcomes, 00, 01, 10, or 11. She has to send those 2 classical bits to Bob. Once Bob receives them, he consults a specific matrix. If he gets 00, he does nothing. If he gets 01, he applies an X gate, which is a bit flip. For 10, he applies a Z phase flip, and for 11, he applies both. By applying this exact correction, Bob perfectly reconstructs Alice's original, super delicate quantum state.
It is absolutely essential that we are completely precise about what actually crosses the distance between Alice and Bob here. What is transmitted is the abstract quantum state, the alpha and beta, and what physically crosses the space are just the 2 classical bits sent over a normal radio or fiber optic channel. What is explicitly not transmitted is the physical particle originally carrying the state or any mass or energy associated with it, and absolutely no signal travels faster than light.
So the crucial point is this: Albert Einstein's cosmic speed limit remains entirely undefeated. It's actually a super common misconception that quantum teleportation allows for faster-than-light communication, just because the entanglement correlation happens instantaneously. But until Bob receives Alice's classical speed-of-light limited text message telling him exactly which correction to apply, his particle is in a maximally mixed state. It contains precisely 0 usable information. He can't peek at it early. Without that classical channel, teleportation is completely incomplete. Going from a brilliant theory on a chalkboard to physical reality took some truly incredible engineering. Just 4 years after the 1993 theoretical proposal, 2 independent teams in Innsbruck and Rome achieved the very first laboratory tabletop tests in 1997. They used the polarization of single photons. And this was a monumental achievement, proving that this highly counterintuitive math translated perfectly to the real, physical world, eventually scaling up to ions, atomic ensembles, and even larger networks.
But perhaps the most breathtaking leap occurred in 2017. China's Mishia satellite absolutely shattered records by successfully distributing entanglement and teleporting a state a staggering 1,400 kilometers away. They went from a low Earth orbit satellite directly to a ground station. They managed to bypass the signal loss you normally get in long fiber optic cables by beaming the photons straight through the vacuum of space and the upper atmosphere. They literally took a 1993 thought experiment and successfully scaled it to orbital distances. Just incredible.
Which leaves us looking toward the future. Quantum teleportation is no longer just a parlor trick for physicists. It is actively being industrialized right now to serve as the backbone for quantum repeaters and distributed quantum computing. We are quite literally laying the actual hardware foundation for tomorrow's unhackable quantum internet. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. If quantum information, rather than physical matter, is the true foundational currency of the universe, and we can now teleport it straight from orbit, what mind-bending reality will this global quantum internet make possible next? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the fabric of reality.